Hi, Earl Clark, Rockin' Resources. And this young lady and her husband have pulled this all together over the year. We're so impressed at how much things have changed. Hi, Cheryl. Tell me about what's going on.
Well, it's Rockin' Resource for Heroin and Opiate Awareness. We decided to throw some events about a year and a half ago. Actually, it was just going to be one event. And we have grown now into a nonprofit 501. And so we host events in different counties to bring awareness and education to the communities, which is so important. We have Prescription Take Back, hosted by the Warren Police Department. We have 4 bands. We have 4 wonderful speakers. We have Narcan training, medication storage, and disposal training. They'll be here at 11:30 and 2 o'clock today to do that. Music and speakers all day long, and we have approximately 27 to 30 vendors, that came out this year. So, and we have Salvation Army here and NOTE program with Clinton Counseling. We have so many that care of Southeastern Michigan, Project Vox, it's Live Right Structured Recovery. I could go on with how many, but they're all here to help. They're all here to help people. We cover everything from the beginnings of addiction through long-term recovery. We have things for families, just so everything's covered under one umbrella. So it's not we don't just focus on one thing. We focus on it all. So they can come out to the events, they can learn, they can, and know they're not alone too. A lot of people think they're alone, so.
I have one more question for you, for our people over at CMN. Of course, this is going to go on the system over there. When are you going to do something for Oakland County next year? I hear there's something in the works.
Yeah, there's something in the works. It's tentatively scheduled for June 1st, 2019 in Halmich Park. And we're hoping that it will be attached to the fan run. We have been invited and talked about that, and it's going to be really big, and it's already in the works, and we already have most of the stuff planned, and it's going to be amazing. So June 1st, 2019, Halmich Park.
Thank you so much. Hey, we're out at Rockin' Resources. We're a little early, and we do that so that we don't have to compete with the band. And I don't know who I'm here with because James hasn't told me. Who are you?
My name's James Rockwick, and I'm with the Salvation Army, the Men's ARC in Detroit, Michigan, off of 4th Street.
Okay. And then you have this young lady over here. You get a quick pan. And we couldn't get her to talk at all last year. We found out she had a big cat up here. Okay, and it had her tongue, and so that was the deal. And we're out here with the Adult Rehabilitation Center. Okay, the Road to Recovery is what it's called. Yes. And these guys are out here to give all kinds of information on how to make a bad situation a whole lot better. Is that it, John?
That is it. I'm a product of the Adult Men's ARC in Detroit there. So right now I'm in 11 months, and I went through a 6-month program, completed, stayed on, ended up getting hired into housing, and now I'm part of the outreach group and committee. And so it really does work if you put your time and effort into that. And what people don't know is a couple things. One, we also have a women's facility, so women can also recover as well. So we have women counselors, we have women's programs in place. One of the good things about our program is it gives you 6 months where you don't have to worry about anything. You can just come in as you are, who you are. You don't need health insurance, and we'll just get you in the door and get you set up and going on your walk of Road to Recovery. And it is possible to get out there and do things like this and have fun and enjoy life once you get rid of that addiction, so there's a better way.
I want to thank you so much for that quick overlay, okay? Thank you again. Good to see you guys out here. And tell Johnny Williams, this is the imposter, Johnny Williams down there in Detroit, that we said hello and we're going to miss him this year, okay? Thank you.
Don't forget our stores. We have 37 stores in southeastern Michigan, and that's what fully funds our rehabilitation services. So every time you go to a Salvation Army store and shop there, those funds come back into this group to help people like us and everybody else that are in need.
We're here with Danielle at the Rockin' Resources in Halmich, Michigan, in Warren. And Danielle's somewhat becoming an expert. She's a pharmacy student, is that right?
That's right. Yep, 4th year, graduate in May.
I'm so excited for you. And you're using your education to help out people and point out that kids don't know the difference between medicine and candy.
That's right, yeah. So I created a game here. It's medication versus candy, and a lot of times children can't tell the difference. It's very hard. So trying to draw that comparison to bring that light to parents so they can help us prevent children from becoming poisoned.
That's a scary thing. And I mean, I understand parents want the pharmacist to add flavoring to their medicine so the kids, it isn't as hard to give it to them. But then that confuses the kids. They don't think they're taking medicine, they think they're taking candy.
Yeah, so that's to help the flavoring so kids will actually take the medication that they're intended to take. So it can be a good thing, but yes, as you pointed out, there's also some downsides to it.
Yeah, exactly. I think maybe, unless it's really horrible tasting, skip the flavoring, skip adding the flavoring. And if you have to, if it's really, really awful, just add just enough to mask it, but it still has an awful aftertaste. So kids don't get confused on that.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
So, how did you get involved in this, Danielle?
Well, I actually happened to see a flyer for the Rockin' Resource, and I saw that it was about the opioid and heroin epidemic, which is something that I'm very passionate about helping my community out with. So I thought the medication versus candy game would be something that could bring light to this issue, because a lot of times with children, teenagers especially, parents may be taking pain medication. They have a lot of pain medication laying around, and if it's not secured properly, a lot of that can be diverted, and teenagers especially can get a hold of that medication and take it. It only takes 7 days for the human body to develop a physical dependence to these opioid medications.
That's not long.
It's not long at all, no. So if we can, at least bring light to parents that, they should keep their medications locked away in a safe place, we can hopefully prevent that diversion from happening.
Okay, and it's not just the parents too, it's grandparents. If you have your grandkids and they're teenagers and they're coming to visit you and you have pain medication, maybe because you have arthritis or something, you have to be aware that kids like to experiment.
They do, and what's even more scary is maybe a child could get away with it for a little bit. They can get a hold of that medication and they take it and say they develop a physical dependence. It doesn't take long, as I just said, 7 days. If they lose their resource or they lose their source of the opioid, they have to get their fix somewhere else, and a lot of times children will then turn to heroin.
Oh, that's scary. That is very, very scary. I'm wondering if I'm grandma and grandpa, or maybe even the parents, and I have old medicines laying around, how do I get rid of them? It's not safe to just dump them down the toilet.
No, you can take them to your local fire department. That's a very good point that you bring up. If you have any extra or old medications laying around, you don't need them anymore, especially the pain medication, Norco, Percocet, those hydrocodone, it's the same thing. But you definitely want to make sure you're getting rid of that. Do not leave those medications laying around. There's a high diversion risk for those medications. You could take them to your local fire department, local police station. They could return them for you. Even your local pharmacies will have drug take-back bags that you can use. It does cost to do that, so I would recommend doing the fire department first and foremost. But if you don't have access to any of that, you could always just take some kitty litter and put it in a bag and put the medication in there. And the CDC actually says it's okay to just throw it away.
Yeah, used kitty litter.
Yeah, well, there you go. It will be cost effective, yeah.
Yes. Well, even though it might say on the bottle it's expired, that doesn't mean those ingredients don't have any effect anymore.
That's true. A lot of times manufacturers will put an expiration date on medications. It's mainly to increase sales a lot of times. They want to make sure that
Remember, folks, if you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong.
you want to make sure that, or the expiration date, a lot of times, yes, the medication's still completely active. There's nothing, it'll still work. It still has 100% potency, so.
Scary stuff. Danielle, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
I'm here with Officer Roy, and he's here with his partner. Now, let me talk a little bit about his partner, because I noticed his partner's really got it made. He's sitting over here in the air conditioning. And poor Roy is out here with the rest of us. Thank God we've got a little bit of a win. Roy, you were telling me that they had just got some new equipment and how that affected your working environment.
Absolutely. My name is Officer Brandon Roy. I'm with the Warren Police Department. I'm one of our new 4 canine handlers. We have 4 new dogs in the city of Warren that are all narcotics detection canines. They're doing great work.
Roy, thanks again for coming out and making a difference. Thanks for bringing your partner out. Everybody has come by, had an opportunity, got some footage of actually shaking his paw. Okay.
Yeah.
The guy's got it made, the air-conditioned office that he has, which is kind of neat. And thank God we've got the police with the canine units. Okay, they're making quite a difference in Warren. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
And Scott was here, and he was doing everything in his power to get this set up. Tell me a little bit about yourself,
I was doing
Scott.
everything in my power to stay out of work. No, I'm kidding. Scott Marion, I'm the PR director for Rockin' Resources. Basically, what we are a team, a full team. Everybody's got their job, and we're trying to make sure that we save at least one life today.
That is so cool. I got to tell you, last year we were out here, our very first one. I cannot believe how this event has grown, how well organized it is, all of you working together. Great job, everybody.
Thank you, and thank you for coming back this year. We really appreciate all the help you can give us. Today is just one event. Every day is an event in these people's lives, and we want to change that today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Earl Clark, Rockin' Resources. And this young lady and her husband have pulled this all together over the year. We're so impressed at how much things have changed. Hi, Cheryl. Tell me about what's going on.
Well, it's Rockin' Resource for Heroin and Opiate Awareness. We decided to throw some events about a year and a half ago. Actually, it was just going to be one event. And we have grown now into a nonprofit 501. And so we host events in different counties to bring awareness and education to the communities, which is so important. We have Prescription Take Back, hosted by the Warren Police Department. We have 4 bands. We have 4 wonderful speakers. We have Narcan training, medication storage, and disposal training. They'll be here at 11:30 and 2 o'clock today to do that. Music and speakers all day long, and we have approximately 27 to 30 vendors. Yeah, that came out this year. So, and we have Salvation Army here and Note Program with Clinton Counseling. We have so many that Care of Southeastern Michigan, Project Vox, it's Live Right Structured Recovery. I could go on with how many, but they're all here to help. They're all here to help people. We cover everything from the beginnings of addiction through long-term recovery. We have things for families. Just so everything's covered under one umbrella. So it's not we don't just focus on one thing. We focus on it all. So they can come out to the events, they can learn, they can, and know they're not alone too. A lot of people think they're alone. So.
I have one more question for you. For our people over at CMN, of course, this is going to go on the system over there. When are you going to do something for Oakland County next year? I hear there's something in the works.
Yeah, there's something in the works. It's tentatively scheduled for June 1st, 2019 in Halmich Park. And we're hoping that it will be attached to the fan run. We have been invited and talked about that, and it's going to be really big, and it's already in the works, and we already have most of the stuff planned, and it's going to be amazing. So June 1st, 2019, Halmich Park.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, here we are again. I got kind of a special lady. She's been working crazily hard over here about faith. And she's going to tell us about faith. This is Tanya.
So About Face is a nonprofit organization. We assist women only. We assist women with housing. We're completely privately funded. We do job training, life skill training. We assist women that, like, some women are coming out of jail or prison, and we help them with their community service, help them with getting job placement, things like that. Just basically any woman. It's not necessarily just for women that's coming out of jail or dealing with issues with the law. It's women in general that have any type of issue in life. We're 18 and up, and we basically just assist women that are dealing with hardships in life. And we are currently just moved out of our location in Dearborn Heights. We had a home there where we placed a few, I think maybe 6 women, and we had to move because the owner wanted to sell the house. So now we're restoring this house in Detroit, where we'll be able to house like 12 women. We're hoping to have that done within the next 2 weeks, where we can start putting women in the house. And yeah, we're just overall helping women in general.
If we needed to get a hold of you, how do we do that? How do we contact you? How do we reach out for you?
Well, we have a Facebook page, About Face. We have our website, aboutfacecoursecorrections.com. And we have tons of brochures, information, so anybody wanted to come out. We have business cards, brochures, but those would be the best ways to get in contact with us.
Wow, we have another group, and these gals are doing fantastic things. I'm going to let them introduce themselves and what they're doing out here.
My name's Christine, and we are here representing Nar Family Groups, which is a support group for the family members who have a loved one addicted to alcohol or other drugs. What we do is offer them a support system and a pathway of recovery and a way to heal themselves while their loved one is trying to figure out their battle with addiction.
My name is Christy. So we are the sister group to Narcotics Anonymous.
Okay, how do we get a hold of you guys? Okay, you're out here. Maybe I grab a flyer or so forth. Do you have a phone number, Facebook page or something?
There is a Facebook group. There's a closed Facebook group for Nar-Anon. I don't know if there's a hotline number. No. Yeah, I don't have that. There are meetings every day of the week, and we have a meeting list on the table we've been passing out here.
Okay, so we're going to grab one of those so we can get some information and lay it up underneath it. We call it a bug, but we'll lay it up underneath here so people know how to get a hold of you. Okay? Thank you.
All right, we're at Rockin' Resources out in Halmich Park in Warren, Michigan, uniting to help fight addiction. And I'm talking to Sue. And Sue, what are you doing out here today?
Well, I'm with Clinton Counseling Center Jail Program, and our main job during the day is taking care of all the substance abuse treatment for the inmates at the Macomb County Jail. But they do let us out of jail every now and then, and, you know, it's great. We go out into the community and we do overdose prevention. We've got some great programs on Tuesday night at our sister agency at Clinton Counseling Center on Two Crocker. And also we have our NOPE program, which is Narcan Overdose Prevention Education. And what we do is we go out into the Macomb County businesses and community groups, and we do overdose prevention. And it includes free Narcan and the training on how to use it. And they get a nice bag of all sorts of goodies, including a locking medication pouch. So, yeah, we can, have people go right home from the training and lock up their medications. They also get a deterra kit, which basically is what you use to deactivate medications. And it's safe for the environment, so you can use this and dispose of your unused medications. And we do the complete training on overdose prevention. People get the nitrile gloves, a 3M mask, a rescue breathing keychain, and all the instructions that they need on how to use the Narcan.
I think some people still don't know that you don't need a prescription to get Narcan.
No, you don't. You can just go to the pharmacy and ask for it. And typically it costs anywhere between $90 and $140 at the pharmacies. But if people come through our program, we have the funding to give it to them for free.
Yeah, and even if you have to pay, what price do you put on somebody's life?
I don't think you can, because if they're not here anymore, they don't have a chance to seek out recovery, and that's our ultimate mission too. We try to get it at all ends, helping families to get rid of their medications that aren't being used, to stop the creation of new problems, helping people with Narcan kits so that they can, save somebody, learn how to recognize, respond, and rescue, and also at the tail end, what do you do after that? What are the resources? So we've got an excellent guide of different local resources for families and their loved ones.
Exactly, because bringing back somebody from an overdose is only the first step.
It is, and we want that person to have every chance available to them. This is a problem that just does not discriminate. We need to get rid of the stigma. Anyone can develop a problem, and we really have to start thinking about it that way.
It doesn't discriminate if you're rich or poor, or you had surgery and you were taking your pills too long.
As prescribed even sometimes, you never know. So we really want to get the word out that, this is everybody's issue, it's everybody's problem, and, the least we can do is be there to try to help each other out. And we're finding even, in our jail program, a lot of the inmates who, have gone through overdose, a lot of times they're telling us that, they got saved by their friends because somebody had a Narcan kit. So a lot of times it's a fellow user who will rescue somebody. And however it happens, it's just important that it happens, and then they continue on to the emergency room for follow-up care.
Yeah, it used to be if you called emergency services because somebody you knew apparently overdosed, then you would be considered a criminal too. And so people were afraid to do that. But that attitude has changed.
Well, there's Good Samaritan laws now that protect you. So if all you have is what you would have for personal use, and you call, to help yourself or to help somebody else out, you're protected under Good Samaritan laws.
Which is important to know.
It is.
And if you're a parent or a grandparent, the other thing you need to know is if you have prescriptions you are no longer taking, dispose of them properly.
Please. Absolutely. There's no reason that they should still be there. And also just get into the habit of locking up medications. If you do have to take something and it's potentially a drug of abuse, why not lock it up? That way, it's safe and you don't have to worry about, your grandkids rummaging through your purse and finding some colorful pills. And then what follows next is, it's terrible. So we want to help, prevent that. And a few simple steps is all it takes.
Well, Sue, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me.
Well, thanks for the offer to interview me.
I want to get the word out. I think this is very important.
Thank you so much.
Okay, we're out here at Rockin' Resources, and right now we're talking to Jessica, who is helping out here and has this nice table display. What exactly are you doing today, Jessica?
We're here to promote Pathways 2 Counseling Center, which is an outpatient mental health and substance abuse facility located in Warren, and we also have one in Farmington Hills.
That's great, because frequently people that have problems with addiction were self-medicating because they have problems they can't deal with.
True that, yes.
And so if they get themselves off the drugs, the problems come back up, and that's something you can help them with.
Exactly. We have multiple counselors that are willing to participate in individual counseling and possibly even group counseling in order to help people get on the track to sobriety and stay in recovery.
All right. And all the display items you have here, it shows people what you can do. What's important? We got somebody else here today that's going to be showing how to use Narcan to save somebody's life.
I'm greatly excited about that because I wanted to participate in that, so I get a chance to do that.
I think that's terrific. But you are the next step, because once a person is saved from an overdose, then they need to move towards rehab.
Right.
So it doesn't happen again.
Right, exactly.
And that could be a very long process.
True. And after they're done with the rehab, and what they will do is end up getting set up with us for their aftercare treatment. So we'll end up doing the one-on-one counseling with them, getting them the proper tools that they need in order to remain in their sobriety and recovery.
So that gives them somebody to reach out to if they feel like they're slipping again.
Exactly, yes.
And that happens, you know. Not everybody gets it right the first time.
That's true.
Some have to try over and over, and then they finally get it.
Exactly.
But there is always hope, and there's always a hand outreach to help.
Yes, and we're here to help, and we cannot be more grateful to spend this time here today showing that.
Yeah. No, we don't want to lock people up. We want to get
No,
them
not at all.
well.
Yes, yes, it's important.
Jessica, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
I'm here at Rockin' Resources. We're over by the food. Oh, yeah, the good stuff. And Chris and Alicia? Alicia. I'll get it right. Are in charge of the food, and it looks yummy. So, Chris, how did you come to be involved with Rockin' Resources?
Well, I had an opiate addiction, and I try to give back. I have 17 months cleaned.
Good for you.
So I just try to give back what, was freely given to me.
So there is hope for people.
There's definitely hope. I didn't think I could do it. And here I am 17 months later.
I think that's wonderful.
Thank you.
Okay, and how did you get involved?
I've been involved with the program for years now, and I met so many wonderful people here, and it's a big supportive group. I mean,
everybody's so nice.
Yes, and you can come to pretty much anybody and talk to them about anything. Everyone can relate to each other.
So how did you get to be a chef here?
Just volunteering, giving back, showing people that, there's places like this you can come to.
And there's always something you can do to help.
Yes,
out.
there's always something you can do.
So everybody here is a volunteer, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's great. We were here last year, and this looks like it's going to be even better this year.
It looks like it's going to be a big event.
Yeah.
I've been to, many things like this, and it's always a big turnout. More than you expect,
Yeah.
And even people who aren't in the
early still.
Yeah, even people who aren't in the program are interested, in helping family members and stuff like that because they can relate to what, other people are going through.
Family
members, friends.
Neighbors.
Yep. Yeah.
And people don't realize how widespread this is, especially when people first get involved in addiction. They, on the outside, look like everything's fine.
Right, but it's an internal struggle. It's a family disease. Everyone around you suffers as well, so everyone's got to come together and get the information they can to relate, try and help out as much as they can. And, my family for a long time didn't understand why I just couldn't quit. And now,
it's not that simple.
It's not, there's science behind it, and it's more out there now. There's more information to go by.
Hey, Chris, you've been through this too. Just because you have access to Narcan and you saved somebody from an overdose, is that the end of the story?
Absolutely not.
No, that's just a first step, isn't it?
Yep.
And sometimes it takes many first steps.
For sure. I mean, I actually have Narcan in my car in case we need it. I've come across where people are walking down the street off Gratiot, and I thought I was going to have to use it.
And they just collapse.
Yeah.
It's
scary.
Yeah, you need to go, you need to be saved from the overdose. But then you need to go to rehab, and then you need to have counseling to discover why you were taking the drugs and became addicted in the first place. Because there's always a reason.
Absolutely.
Chris and Alicia?
Yes.
I got it right.
Yes, you did.
Thank you guys for talking to me. I hope you sell a bunch of dogs out here today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're happy to be here.
Hi, Earl Clark here, and you can't believe this. I run into Sarah and Steve, and they're from way up north, Tell me a little bit about what you're doing, Sarah.
I'm running the merchandise for Second Day Story today.
Okay, all right.
And they're performing today.
Now, who's this guy next to you?
That's my dad.
I'm the dad. I play bass in the band.
I was wondering if he's going to tell us what he did. Okay. How does this all fit together, guys?
They're performing today, and they are a Christian rock band.
Okay, all right. And exactly where are you guys from?
Well, we're centrally located in Elginak, actually.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, Elginak.
How long did it take you to get down here?
A little bit less than an hour.
Wow. Well, thank you for coming down. Now, do you also have something working where you can help out the people with needs up there?
Well, we sure do. Our singer is part of Rockin' Resources.
Okay.
And we're here to support them with everything, and we play a lot of their shows for them.
Okay. Well, thank you both for your time. I appreciate it.
Then he went into cocaine and finally heroin. Now, the result was that he, at beyond the age of a senior citizen, has had to raise his son's son because he was unable to be a father anymore. And the mother divorced and went somewhere else. So this is another member of my administration that is very sympathetic, very emotional about it, and it's his son. And he's in a profession, you would think that would be the last thing that would happen, but it happened to him. Then I have another administrator who's no longer works for me, but he shared with me that he struggled for years, I don't know if it was decades, with his daughter who had been addicted so much he spent $400,000, nearly $500,000, on trying to solve his daughter's addiction problem, which did not work out.
I got Jesus on my mind and I ain't going back. I got Jesus on my mind and I ain't going back. Let's go! I got Jesus on my mind and I ain't going back.